What's the biggest thing you've picked up in your guys' 2 games so far against Texas?
Marginals are small.
And what about the margins right now, just what the playoffs are offering right now? How do you pass that message along to the locker room?
Just like I said, margins are small.
Nobody wants to be 0-2, but we've talked for months about how important a playoff experience is for all these young guys, just to get the experience. So can the adversity, being in this kind of an adverse situation, help with that growth and development of these guys?
Yeah, I think we've talked about this before, right? And I think our season's been a little bit like that. With all the overtime games we've been in, and even just getting into the playoffs, the last stretch, and then the playing games, the overtime games there. So I think it's really good for them to be in those situations. Obviously, we want a different score than we're in right now. We're down 0-2, but you know what? There's lots of positives to take out of our last couple of games too. We have a couple of things we got to clean up, and we do that. I feel really good about our game here.
I'm sure you want the guys to play with some sense of urgency because it's a potential elimination game, and at the same time, you don't want them getting away from what they do on a normal basis. So how difficult is it to kind of walk that line for the guys?
Just you got to play with emotions, but don't get emotional.
Is this a time where you want some of the veteran guys in the locker room to speak up a little more, give a little more guidance to some of the guys?
They are.
And just over the past couple of days, we've seen in the NHL teams come back from 3-1 deficits. How much has that helped you in motivation and just being able to see, hey, it's possible?
Yeah, for sure. That and the combination, it seems like the road teams are winning a lot of games, right? So that's kind of the message we have going in there. And it's obviously a do or die situation for us, but at the same time, we just got to play to our strengths and feel a little bit of freedom in terms of how we're playing, and like you brought up the urgency, and just come right after it.
On a different topic, Drew Commesso got called up to Team USA. You got to know him a little bit better, I guess, the last couple of weeks. What was it like getting to know him? What do you think of the young man?
I'm really impressed. Great attitude, great energy about him. Seems to have a really growth mindset. A couple of things that I know him and Pete were working on that he was absorbing and was going to put into his development throughout the summer, and then be ready for that coming into the next season. And just talking to him, watching some playoff games that he had watched and what he noticed with goalies and what works and doesn't work was impressive to hear his side of it.
Do you know if this is something he was hoping to get an opportunity to do?
I don't know. I kind of came, obviously USA Hockey called Mark Bernard and passed the message along. I know he played the Olympics for them a couple of years ago, right? And has been a part of the NTDP, so he's been in that family for a long time, so I'm sure that was easy for them.
How do you like how Arvid has kind of handled the ebbs and flows of everything, the highs and lows that the playoffs always bring?
Yeah, good. We talked about this before. That's probably the strength of his game, his mental strength, that he's able to sort out the things that he could have done better and the things that he really couldn't do much about. So he's handled it well.
Nobody wants to be down 0-2, but if you have to be down 0-2, it would probably be with this group of guys, right? Huh?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that's the beautiful thing about this group. I think these first 2 games we've been in both of them. I think we've had good opportunities, good looks. Puck just hasn't gone our way, and there's nobody I'd rather be in the trenches with than this group of guys in here. I mean, I think we've battled all year. We've we're battle tested, and I think it's a good opportunity for us to go down to Texas and show what we're all about for sure.
How do you, A, play with urgency, but B, not get away from what you guys are used to doing, what you normally do?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's obviously always going to be a little bit of desperation when you're down 2-0, and I think that's a good thing. I think you can use that to your advantage. Everyone's going to be that more focused, that more locked in at the task at hand, so I think it's a good challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it.
How much does it help just over the past couple of days in the NHL? We've seen teams come back from 3-1 deficits, a 2-game deficit for you guys. How much does that help in terms of motivation and visualizing that a comeback's possible?
Yeah, no, I think it's huge. I mean, series is never over until it's over. So, with this group of guys in here, we've had our backs against the wall all year. We've been playing meaningful hockey down the stretch just to get in the playoffs. I think we've played a lot of big games this year, and we know what it's like. And I think it'll be a good test for us. I think we're excited for it. There's a lot of excitement in this group, and we just take that into Game 3 and roll one game at a time.
And what are some of the adjustments you guys need to make to be able to get back into the series?
Yeah, I think just for us, I feel like we've had our looks offensively. I think there's some plays for us looking back that we've given them some rush opportunities, some rush goals that, we clean that area of our game up. I think we're going to have a lot of success. I just feel like, we've been structurally sound. It's just the little mistakes that we're hurting ourselves, and we clean those up, we're going to be fine.
I've never been to a game in Texas. What's the environment like there?
It's great. It's rowdy. I mean, they say everything's bigger in Texas. That's true. They got a big rowdy fan. It's fun to play in front of. And, Game 3, I'm sure it's going to be rocking. And Game 4, Game 5, same thing. So it'll be good.